Hello there, welcome to Critical Reviews. Today I'm going to be taking a look at The Highwaymen. Many years from now, the current crop of movies will be instantly dated due to the messages and identity politics contained therein. More so than aged CGI or clothing or brands in the movie, you will be able to identify the movie's origin from the way that certain characters are portrayed due to their sexual identity or skin colour. Indeed, right now, you can pretty much work out the plot to most movies purely on this basis. Certain minorities are practically prevented from being portrayed in a negative light, while other demographics, by virtue of being the only crowd you are allowed to vilify, are automatically the antagonist or grand evil in any given narrative. It's predictable, it's exhausting, and quite frankly, it's boring. It's the destruction of creative freedom at the hands of diversity and inclusion, and it is stifling and strangulating the movie industry. Therefore, when I see a film that bucks this trend, it is worth celebrating, and The Highwaymen is such a movie. I doubt they could actually make this movie today, and this was actually filmed back in 2019. The film stars Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner as a pair of retired Texas Rangers that come back out of retirement to hunt down the infamous Bonnie and Clyde. Based on the actual true events of that dastardly duo's downfall, it tells of the chase and capture, or killing, of Clyde and his beau, in a truly disturbing and gruesome gunning down at the film's climax. So given the film is already 5 years old, it was surprising to see just how haggard Woody and Kevin look in this, perfectly capturing the old, out-of-touch cowboys that have been roped in for one last job. Indeed, a lot of the film is given over to showcasing exactly how much they are out of shape and out of fashion. One chase of a ginger tyke almost gives them both a coronary, and much is made on how outdated their old-school tracking methods are in comparison to how the world has moved on. Cars instead of horses, machine guns instead of rifles, phone tapping, all completely alien to these two veteran Texas Rangers. Although some might say the film was a little slow, giving its 2-hour 21-minute runtime, I do feel that the most was made out of the time that was made available. There are some great scenes of dialogue between the two leads, themes of adapting to a world that has changed, and some of the questionable things they did back in the day are explored and examined. Plenty of character development is told through actions and attitudes, not just endless exposition and dialogue, with the majority of the focus on the two Rangers. Little of the film actually focuses on Bonnie and Clyde, although some of their exploits are shown, and Costner and Harrelson have to do the heavy lifting in this film, and here they excel. This is just two veteran actors doing their thing and doing it professionally and well. It's hard to believe it was made just 5 years ago. It feels like a film from yesteryear. Were you to level any complaints at the film, then I think you could point at that long runtime and maybe a few pacing issues. I didn't really have any problems with it, but the action is actually fairly scarce, and those in this for non-stop thrills and spills may be disappointed. The film is interested in much more than the gunfights and robberies of Bonnie and Clyde, and indeed focuses more upon the bizarre celebrity that the two gangsters enjoyed. They were practically celebrated as heroes by many, and tens of thousands attended their funerals. It was great to see a real-to-life representation of this time, and not the usual historical revision that plagues Hollywood these days. Along with the great performances from the two leads, there are also a number of other actors doing their thing. You've got Kathy Bates as the governor of Texas, who is initially reluctant to bring in the Texas Rangers because of what they represent. They've been disbanded. She's trying to lean towards the new. Elsewhere, you've got the ever reliable character actor John Carroll Lynch playing Lee Simmons. It's his idea to bring in the Rangers in the first place, and there's a political dynamic playing there which isn't explored too heavily. Kathy Bates putting the pressure on the John Carroll Lynch character regarding the Texas Rangers jurisdiction, how far they're prepared to go. One of the few elements that maybe wasn't explored quite enough. Elsewhere, you have William Sadler playing Clyde Barrow's dad in a nice little cameo. But the focus on this is very much on Kevin Costner, Woody Harrelson doing their thing. There are a notable lack of female characters. No strong woman here required. Everything is authentic and as you would expect it to be. There's no revision of history here, which is even more surprising given that this is a film made by Netflix.
I mean, what happened? Your balls drop off?
So obviously this is before the madness at that particular place. And I was surprised to see that it was a Netflix production. The directing by John Lee Hancock is very good. The writing, superb. John Fusco has done a great job adapting the true story. I don't know how much of this is absolutely accurate to the actual story of the end of Bonnie and Clyde. It just feels true to the environment. You feel like you've been transported back to the 1934 American sort of impression. You can feel that the age of expansion, the Wild West, is over. We've moved on in the Western states. It is very authentic, and for that I really enjoyed this movie. So yeah, that's a quick review of this film. I thoroughly recommend it. It's well shot, directed, written and acted, and it doesn't concede to any of the political messaging that would be subject to these days. It feels like a product of yesteryear, and that makes it timeless in itself. It's just a good film with professional people doing good work, and I think you should check it out. Thanks for listening. I've been Critic. I'll be back with another movie review soon.